boys and girls.
Good morning, boys and girls. This is Jeremy Smith here again. Today, we're going to do a podcast with Edward Gusts himself, the man himself, the inspiration for our movie called Porcupine in the Ass. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm up to Edward Gusts. How's it going, Edward?
Hey, happy birthday, Jeremy. How you doing?
Pretty good. This is my friend Cody. Have you seen him?
Hey, what's your name?
This is Cody right here. He has the quills all over his face and that shit. He's dressed up for the movie, man. We're gonna talk about it and that shit. This is crazy, man. This is my first time doing this with an actual celebrity and that shit, bro. This is awesome. Man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's a bit okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are working on your own movie?
Yeah. It's called Porcupine in the Ass. It's a funny ripoff of Spike. But
awesome.
Except your guy is not porcupine. Ours is a porcupine hybrid.
Nice. So
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. When we first watched this movie, we were absolutely creeped out and laughing our asses off, and someone find to be cute and funny and also creepy at the same time, because that's how we describe a guy in the movie. He goes from being this nice, sweet guy, cool ass guy, to a funny guy, to a creepy guy, kind of. Because he tries to seduce this woman to force marrying her, force sex with her, forced to dance with her, and all that weird shit, man. But that's what our movie's gonna be all about. You know what I'm saying? Is that for that we even have our own picture album right here for our childhood photo.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, because that's what you guys pretty much did for that. And
they got an actual photo of me at 5 and photoshopped some spikes on it. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's basically what we did, kind of.
So that was
awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
Except a different girl, obviously. But yeah, this is Cody's ex right here, and yeah. But we actually got a woman to be in our movie.
Method acting on that one, right?
What's up?
That's a little method acting on that one if it's the ex, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. She's psycho though, right, Cody?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Cody's all dressed up. As you can see, he has the robes on. He's all covered in spikes. It's pretty sick, man. Yeah.
Mhm.
Where are you at, man? You at your house?
Yeah. I'm at my house. I'm in Pasadena. I'm in California. So.
Oh, really? All right. We're from Pennsylvania, man.
Nice.
Yeah. So
probably better shooting out there. It's a lot easier to get stuff done without people saying, "Hey, give me money for permits and all that." So.
Right. Yeah.
Probably a better shot.
Right,
yeah.
Man. By the way, it's snowing right now. Is it snowing around your area? Is it snowing around your area? Is it snowing?
It's cold. It's cold for our. I mean, it's California, so it's anything under 70. We're like, oh my god, it's so cold. It's cold. It's snowing in the mountains, but it's not quite in my area yet. But it is cold out.
Yeah. Dude,
yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I forgot the Spike Mountain Dew shit, man. I'm sorry if you did too, but
I think you told me, and I didn't realize till later. But I was like, I can't. I got a 3-year-old, so I can't be getting too hammered in the afternoon.
Right, man. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
So you're getting coffee on this one, yeah.
But yeah, we're just gonna drink some Fruit Quake Mountain Dew to celebrate. What are you drinking, man?
Coffee.
Nice. Yeah, nice, man.
No, it's all good.
That's cool, man. By the way, I have a list here, so I won't forget the shit out we were gonna say. Cody, do you have a question for him also?
Okay, yeah. So first off, the costume. What could you tell us about that?
Okay. They figured it out as they were making it. So the first thing was, the first time they tried to glue on each spike by hand, and that took 10 hours. So it was yeah, that's a pain in the ass. What they did is they made a nylon suit. The spikes were actually made out of black hot glue.
Oh, really?
So it was rather than handcrafted. Literally, they get a hot glue gun and they kind of pull it, and that end would get that taper.
Yeah.
Wig material or beard mesh.
Yeah.
They ended up hot gluing it to a beard mesh, so they could just put it on, and you have 20 spikes on each little bit.
Yeah.
That was a lot easier, because otherwise you're just there's a makeup, and I mean I felt bad for me, but the poor makeup artist is okay, that's one spike, there's another one, and the first time they did it, it took 10 hours, which was ridiculous.
It's not CGI or anything, really, man?
Huh?
It's not CGI or anything?
No, not back then. No, they didn't have the budget. This was it was weird. I'm still talking to the director.
Yeah.
They shot it on film, which is I would say a terrible idea. They shot it on I want to say it was Super 16. But I don't think there's any CGI in that film. It was all practical. So
Wow.
yeah, so
No
yeah,
shit.
but it was kind of cool because the suit was super tight. So
Yeah.
the spikes would move when I moved. So like if I moved my hand, like the spikes would kind of move along with it.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
sick.
mainly a suit. And then my face was like just they had the beard. But
Yeah.
basically they made a beard and they made it out of these hot glue spikes.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was how it was done. It was this guy Jordu Shell, who I think was working on Avatar, the first one at the time.
Oh, really? No
And he
shit.
was just doing us like a solid. Um,
Huh.
yeah, and then Greg McDougall, this makeup artist who teaches out here, he was like the key makeup person on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, a hot glue and beard mesh was what they did. So
See,
yeah,
ever since this fucking growing the beard out, man, I've been having these weird vibes. I think of him as you, man.
Yeah, he says that I have like the same colored eyes as you.
Yeah.
say that. Yeah,
Yeah, like seriously, like and we mentioned the good like I said, dude, you look like that guy. I think he is the porcupine fucker, man. And that's a compliment to it. That's a compliment, by the way.
that
Yeah.
no, I'm not. No, I mean, uh, I don't
Come
think
on.
you should make movies unless you're prepared to have people sometimes not like. Because I mean, there
Yeah.
are a lot of people who hate this movie. I'm in another movie
know.
about space dinosaurs, so that gets a lot of shit too. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get insulted unless you're like, hey, you're a shitty actor, and just say that
No.
for an hour. Yeah, I would probably
Yeah.
end the Zoom call. but
Yeah.
yeah, no. I mean that is it was actually the director said he based it off.
Beauty and the Beast.
There was like a Grimm's fairy tale about a porcupine guy, and
Yeah.
he like take off the stuff at night, and he kind of based it off that. It's kind of like Beauty and the Beast would probably
Yeah.
be a lot more tragic than we're thinking of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not.
Well,
That is
that's
the
good,
guy.
man.
He's a
Yeah, that's
porcupine.
good. Yeah, I don't think of it as an insult or anything. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that
cool.
literally I describe it to my daughter. I'm like, yeah, here's daddy dressed like a porcupine. Because I'm like, she can't.
That's cute.
I'm not letting her see the movie, but I'll let her
Right.
see like an image or two of it, so she knows.
Yeah.
well, that's what
yeah,
daddy does.
that's good, man. But yeah, let her see the version on YouTube because it's like all kiddish version of it. Kid version.
Oh, really?
Censored. Yeah, theatrical version. Yeah, go on YouTube. It's free, man.
Really?
Yeah, go check it
I
out.
honestly haven't looked at it probably since 2011. You know, like I watch it. We did a nice festival run. That was cool.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like just move on because like I don't know about you guys. So the movie you're making, is this your first movie?
Yeah. Oh no, actually, we actually did a movie. It's called The Burning Bitch. It's actually based off Matthew McConaughey's work since he's my hero and I love him, the guy for all my life. I have
Nice.
on this side of the wall, as you can see, I have a Matthew McConaughey shirt on.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm wearing an alien face hugger.
That's cool, man. But yeah, we did a movie called The Burning Bitch, and it's based off the shittiest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that ever made. But I love it, in my opinion.
That's one with the Renee Zellweger and Matthew
Yes!
McConaughey. Yeah,
Yes!
yeah. Because I think they reference that in like another of her movie. Yeah, I know of that one. Yeah.
And I hope to talk to him like how I'm talking to you, man. So that's awesome. I'm still trying to get contact agents. I'm still trying to contact his agents, but
you know what? It's awesome that you're reaching out. I will say, the dude who runs, the asylum, right?
Yeah,
The
old
like
one. Yeah, I do,
Sharknado
yeah.
and all that shit. Like that dude, I literally just texted him or I emailed him through IMDb. Cause I'm like, I'm making I ended up getting into production.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you have any advice or whatever? And he's like, hey, you got a minute? And he just did a phone call with me. And it's like,
Oh, wow, no shit.
you can make you can make fun of those movies, but that guy has never lost money on a single movie. And I don't think there's any producer who's done it because he's like, he had a formula. He's like, this is what happens, and now they're getting like popular and shit. But yeah, it's I think reaching out is, you never know. I mean, worst thing, oh no. I mean, it's awesome.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I had luck with his agents, but I keep saying, "Oh, he's busy this day and that day." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course. Oh yeah,
I
no,
believe
I'm
it,
just
because he's a
reaching
busy
out at
guy.
all. Like that takes a lot of balls. Most people
Yeah.
are like, oh, I won't even try to reach out. So that's awesome, guys.
Yeah. How come you don't have your agents, man?
Huh?
How come you don't have your agents?
I do.
Oh, you do? I tried to
Yeah,
look
they're
them up. I
listed
couldn't
on.
find them.
You know what? It's probably one on my website, which I probably should update. Yeah, so I think I had like just the contact for me, but they're on like the phone number page. Yeah, I'm with if you want to, I'm with this company, First Class Talent. Yeah, no longer with my old manager that I had when I was with Spike. But yeah, it's fun. It's weird. I mean, you see the green screen behind me.
Yeah.
Because this day and age, 99% of auditions are going to be like you're taping in your own house.
Right.
Like I think I've gone one in-person audition, and then like maybe a callback that was in person. But it's like everything's like they all ask people realize they can save money by having actors do it themselves. So
Yeah.
and I'm so I'm more much more producing just because it's easier like it's sort of you can like more like Spike. We worked on that movie for like 2 months.
You know, and honestly, like, oh, there's labor left, making like, exactly like $100 a day or whatever. You know, so we're losing money on it. And then it's like, you'll get like 2 lines on a TV show,
and that blows up. Or you'll get like a commercial and that blows up. But like
Yeah.
if you want to do a specific role, like write it your damn self and do it your damn self. Because you're like waiting for
That's what
someone
we
else
did.
to write the perfect role for you and then you do it. It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I lucked out with Robert and Spike. But again, if there's a lot of, he had talk like, you know, if we had a bigger budget, we would have done CGI and stuff. If they
Yeah.
had a bigger budget, they wouldn't have hired me. They would have hired, you know, someone who was higher up and could have gotten better distribution or whatnot.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I feel like nowadays, particularly, like you can self-distribute anything. I will say this: if you're doing distribution, unless you get like for indie film companies, I would go Leo Mark or Indie Rights are the only two companies I go through. Unless you like go to a festival and like Sony's like, here's $2 million, because 99% of the time, like your distributor is not going to give you a lot of money, if any money, over the course of your shit. You know, and you can put your stuff up on like Tubi or whatever yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Right.
It's like, yeah, so I'm very much of a DIY kind of thing in terms of distribution in that current mode, but that might have just been I gotten burned a few times by distributors.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Yeah, cool. So okay, so you're doing a horror porcupine movie.
Horror romance.
I'm sorry?
Horror romance.
Horror romance. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so how can I'm just curious, you want advice, you have questions, what can I do for you?
I always wonder, like, what do you think, Cody? I mean, not advice, but
I mean, or just like what we learned making that, don't shoot on film for one thing.
Yeah.
That's expensive as hell. Yeah. And
Well,
then nowadays you can get like a good camera for like a few grand and you shoot digitally. So
that's what we're gonna do. Like, yeah, we're gonna get more stuff for it. And oh, by the way, I have the movie right here, so you can tell I'm interested. Yeah. But oh yeah, by the way, before I get to like the stuff that we were gonna do about it, do you have a stunt double by any chance?
for the tree climbing.
Yeah, I
the
thought
tree
so.
climbing
I
stuff.
figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I worked for most stage combat I do, if it's something I produce, I end up doing. I work for this company out here where we sword play, where we
Yeah, I knew that. I saw on your YouTube channel.
sword
Yeah.
fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's weird. So hand to hand and sword fighting, I'll do, like getting hit by a car, jumping off a cliff, not something I'll do. But
Right.
yeah, for this one, they did have a stunt double. I never got to meet him. Actually, the first couple days when they were shooting, I was not on set because the stunt double climbing trees and doing all that other stuff. So we did a lot of pre-production, like rehearsals and stuff. But like I can't remember the day we started, but let's say they start on a Monday. I didn't show up till I think Wednesday or Thursday because they're doing all the stunt stuff first.
Yeah.
Trying to like get out all before they destroyed the suit. Yeah.
Right. Huh.
Yeah.
By the way, we were gonna do like after winter time because it's snowing right now. So we're gonna do like in the springtime, most likely, and get all the stuff around Christmas time.
Yeah.
That's what we were gonna do. You know, like
Nice.
I already got the suit and everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna add more spikes to it, obviously. Do you have any more, what do you think we should do with the spikes? Like, should we like glue them on, like how you did?
I can't. Yeah, they're a little dark from my POV right now, so I can because on a black oh, so you have like actual porcupine
quills? Yeah.
Oh wow.
We have, like,
Just out of curiosity, just my brain goes.
They're
to
African,
safety.
they're
Sharks
African.
gonna hurt your actress?
That's what we're scared of. Yeah, he actually hurt himself with putting this thing on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
I mean, if it were me, I mean, I don't want you to have to undo all the stuff you did, but like
Right.
that the hot glue stuff looked good, and it was obviously not really actually dangerous. Because I think I probably would have stabbed myself a few times. We literally like the fingernails and the claws because those are like glued on. I scratched myself on that shit a lot.
Yeah. You see,
So-
like we're basically art costume makers. We don't have anyone else doing our costume for us.
Of course.
We're kind of down this film at least. If it was a Jason film, that's different because we were gonna make a Friday the 13th film as well. You'd say
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just keep yourself safe on that. But like again, I mean,
Yeah.
I think like lighting and a lot of stuff goes a long way with that too. It's like if you're shooting it at night, then no one sees where stuff's glued on. If you're shooting it like
have that
if
much
you have
on.
broad daylight, it's gonna be a lot harder to hide that stuff. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be mostly night. Yeah, we're gonna have like a spotlight and stuff like that. That's
Nice.
cool. I'm thinking what else. Oh yeah. This one always had me the most on my list. That is will there ever be a prequel by any chance of a Spike?
There should be.
No, you obviously, but you know.
Yeah.
kids.
No, I'm curious about it. It would be. I think the director's moved on because he's done some other stuff. He worked with. He's made a couple like, girls forced to fight in cages kind of stuff. Like he had Zoe Bell worked with him a few times. So I don't know if he's. I mean, obviously, if someone's like, "Hey, here's $2 million, go make a prequel," I'm sure he would.
Yeah.
But,
I'll
but
do it.
yeah, exactly. But I don't know. It's funny because that was, I think, I mean, just to talk about like flaws of the movie, not flaws, but like I think the hardest thing about this movie was we didn't market it correctly. Like, because we kind of marketed it a little bit like, well, because not, we got a distributor and they marketed it kind of like a Jason film, like a true like slasher.
Right.
And obviously, there's only like 4 people in the film who can die, so it's like that's
Right.
not. But yeah, but the it was weird. They bought a movie and then they kind of marketed it to something different than it was. So I think it was hard to find the audience.
Really.
And I have a point with that. Is just like we did a lot of talk about the backstory, about them growing up, but we didn't show enough of that, I think, on film. Because again, like this, I've had this with a couple things, stuff I produced as well, where it's like, is this? I did a horror Shakespeare movie, and it's like, is this Shakespeare? Is this horror? And it was too horror for the Shakespeare, it's too Shakespeare for the horror people. It's kind of like hard to find that line.
Yeah.
So I think like we did do a lot of backstory. There is a lot there, but I don't. Yeah, enough wasn't really shown in the first film, probably. Again, I don't know if the director would sell the rights for it, but I don't know if he'd be interested in doing a prequel on it. But obviously, particularly now with like the cameras and the technology, a lot easier to do than it would have been at the time. Because again, he shot that on film, and it was like I think we shot in 2008, and I think his funding came from real estate investors right before the housing crisis. So really good time for him to get those investors. Yeah, but a prequel, I doubt that would happen. That'd be you'd have to talk to Mr. Bocage on that, because that is his baby. I was just his puppet in that one.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you see, like the way how I always thought of the creature, I always thought of him as cursed or some shit,
Yeah.
Like they kind of hint that out the best they can, and
Yeah.
by the paintings and that stuff, the rose bush on the belt, on the painting.
Well, I mean, I think he thought he was cursed because we were kind of like researching, like trying to base it somewhat in reality. Obviously, there isn't anyone, but it's like there's some conditions where people grow horns or they have like these tree trunk hands or whatnot.
Yeah.
They have pictures that you can find the stuff online. And then there's like the guys in Mexico who their body grows hair all over. So he just kind of thought, well, what would be a combination of this? But for the dude, particularly because he's grown up with this and like, he's probably like been shut away and like, no one wants to look at him. I think it was much more, it's weird now I think, but almost like a Don Quixote thing. Like he's trying to find a meaning in it. Like, because if you're like, okay, I'm just deformed and crippled,
this is terrible life sucks, but you're like, okay, this is supposed to be, maybe it's a curse, maybe it's magical. I think there's a psychological damage with Spike. And I think that like he definitely thought he was cursed. Even though in terms of like objective reality, I think it's just a lot of medical conditions. But yeah, the character definitely thought he was cursed.
Yeah. See, I thought it was like a witch that cursed him or some shit.
Again, I will say that whatever an audience
takes away is what they take away. I mean, because there's a lot of, there's a lot of people like, no, this is what my movie's about. Whatever you get from it. I mean, Bruce Willis says Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Harrison Ford says he wasn't a replicant. Ray Bradbury said that like Fahrenheit 451 was about television. But like whatever your audience, once you like set something out in the world, it's however your audience interprets it. So I think Spike believes he was cursed, but I don't know if the director felt that way as well. But again, this is your interpretation. You're the audience, so you decide what happens. I mean, unless we explicitly state it. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Do you have any questions? Like about the movie or how we're gonna make it? I told you we have a girl for our movie.
Yeah.
That's awesome. She's my age. She's 25 and I'm 22. No, I'm going on 23 on the 20th.
Nice.
That's pretty
nice. Cool. So are you planning on like just taking a couple weeks and like doing a vacation? You plan on shooting on weekends and like
yes, weekends. Yes.
That I think that's a good way to do it again, because that way like I know you're not like asking actors to like jeopardize their day jobs, and that way because like I felt that I worked with a different director on some horror films called Jocelyn Finney. He did like Axeman 2 and like again slasher, blood, gore kind of comedy stuff.
Yeah.
But he was really good about like, okay, I got a low budget, but I can work around your schedule. So it's like, hey, if you can work around my schedule and like we'll shoot on days when I'm available as opposed to I need you for 2 weeks straight. It's a lot easier to get actors to commit because you're more flexible with them. So that's great. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Thanks. I had this. I don't want to. Oh yeah. Do you ever thought about doing a live action Sonic reboot by any chance? Ever since the fourth Brian's like, that's a joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what it kind of got to be in a lot of action adventure like movies.
Yeah.
Ever since the fourth
it's the thing is it's more fun. Like there's like the movies that win Oscars are like, obviously like you get, oh my God, look at this act, but it's just like it's a lot more fun to be like fighting aliens or I'm a monster or like I'm running away from a serial killer.
Right.
And again, it's like I hate to say this, but like particularly in indie film, like 2 out of 3 films you shoot might not ever see the light of day, or if they do, they happen 10 years later. And it is, I'll say it's frustrating when you're like, I just gave an Oscar-winning performance. You're like, they didn't get their coverage and this movie's never going to see,
Right.
Where it's like, it's fun to be on another planet chasing space aliens no matter what. Even if nothing comes of it, even if it's only distributed in Germany or whatever, you had a fun time shooting the movie. So I mean, like, I know. I mean, horror and sci-fi are more fun, and I think you can. I think you can actually make statements in them without like being over the top. Because I feel like sometimes Oscar movies are a little on the preachy side, and even if I agree with what they're saying, like I think it's better if your movie just implies it rather than like this is bad, this is good, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, but you see what kind of guy to be good in the Marvel universe, man. Like how I see him in Spike. I mean, I didn't see from any other works. I mean, I see you Lost Tapes though. Lost Tapes was good.
You saw me in Lost Tapes. Yeah, that was fun.
Well, I didn't see you in it, but I saw the show. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I was killed by the Kraken at some point. I was on the Kraken episode. It's weird. It was weird. I came close on a Marvel show, but then it got canceled. A buddy of mine is all over that. Ethan McDowell, he's and I'm just name dropping here, but this buddy who was in my Shakespeare movie, he was in Doom Patrol and then he was in Miss Marvel. But it's weird. Like I would obviously, that universe keeps on expanding, so yeah, it would be a fun thing to do. But it's I mean, I'll say as an actor, you don't get to pick. I mean, unless you have just won an Oscar, you don't really get to pick and choose. So it's like. Right. I mean, I think at this point in my career, I will say no to some stuff. Right. Not that sounds egotistical, but it's just a matter of like, it's like I won't do free work just because, I got bills to pay, I got a daughter. And I also feel there's a little bit of a thing. And maybe this is just my perception, but like, if someone puts their own money into a movie, they're going to finish it. Like if you owe somebody 10 grand to finish your movie, or if you paid me some money, you're going to finish it. Whereas if like, hey, we shot it, never. It's a lot, particularly like film students. I'll say it's a lot easier to be like, nah, I changed my major, whatever. And you're like, well, can I at least get the footage or whatnot? So I am a little like particular about that. Or like, unless I owe someone owes me a favor, there are a couple people I'll do free work for. But it's like, but as an actor, you get like, oh, this is what you're offered, and it's like. Generally, my career has been either really large roles in tiny things, or I'll do like 2 lines with Lawrence Fishburne on CSI, which was awesome. But again, that was way better for my career than doing Spike, I have to admit, even though it was just 2 lines. So it is a weird mix, but again, it is all over the place, and I do think there's a little bit of like, I won't say luck, but like just random circumstance. Like I got some gig the other day. Someone just saw my reel and called me in, and I got it. And then there's some other people I know who like they had a bad situation. They had to move out of town, but someone was shooting something in the new town they moved in, and they blew up from that. So I think like the amount of control that you can have in your career is just kind of like what your boundaries are, and like or making your own stuff. But in terms of like, hey, I'd love to be in the Marvel universe, but it's like, and again, it keeps expanding, so it's possible. But again, also, I will say agents often are more interested in what can make money for you quickly. Like a national like I did one national commercial a few years ago, and that made me 10 times as much as I made off Spike, and it was like a morning shoot, So it's just
Yeah.
so the agents are obviously more pitching for that stuff, whereas like if you're going out for the dramatic fun stuff and the horror movies and the indie films, that's usually stuff I'm like looking for myself or shooting myself. Just because that's just how, it makes sense. The agents need to stay in business. So they tend to go for what's the highest paycheck.
I know that. Don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
I'm probably not all of them, but I'm sure there's a certain point when you're like William Morris or whatever, where it's like, okay, we can help our reputation by going off this low indie film. But I'd say all the mid-tier agents, like most of them are going to be primarily looking for commercials because that's how they can make money right away. And then it's like TV and indie films and indie horror is probably at the bottom of the list for them, which is sad because I think it's such a fun genre. But the business takes over, I think, in that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I have another question. How did you guys get the mound line in the movie? In Spike?
What?
The mound line.
Oh no! What do you mean?
The mound line.
The mountain. They went to an animal wrangler.
No
This
shit.
is weird because I know they actually had a budget. I think their budget. This again, like this, they were shooting on film, and this was 2008. So it was like I feel things are actually a lot cheaper to shoot now. But yeah, they had a budget of like I want to say it was like 180 grand, which you definitely wouldn't need today. But they went to these animal wranglers, and they had these cougars that they were
that they just got, and they were kind of trying to say they were juvenile, so they were like the full adult ones. And they had two. There was only one in the movie was Spirit and another one. Spirit was actually well behaved, and the other one was kind of inbred and strange. But like, yeah, they went to these animal wranglers, and they came in. We shot all of the cougar stuff in one day. They had like a little beeping thing that the animals would go after. Before that, they did have to go up to hang out with them to get used to the costume.
Because like I went up with the makeup girl because she had the costume on me. Cougars were fine. I put on the headpiece, and suddenly like the outline changed, and the thing did get a little like, what the hell is this? But yeah, so the getting the animals used to us was probably the hardest part, and then just on the day was just like, okay, get the cougar to jump on the table, get the cougar to go over here, and then they just kind of incorporated. But yeah, that was a 1 day shoot for them. But they actually they went to a place and they had some. Again, if we've gone for like the animal that had been in like 100 TV shows or movies, probably been way out of the price range. But because like, okay, we just got this cougar, we want to get it some credits, we want to get it trained. So yeah, that was like that cougar's first movie.
Oh, that's cute. That's pretty sick, man.
Yeah.
Did you have a special name for him or anything like that?
That one was Spirit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And all I remember was that he did try to. It was on a chain, but it did try to pounce on the makeup girl. When we were. But again, I think it probably weighed 60 pounds, and it was on a chain. It couldn't reach her, but I saw it was trying to stalk her. It saw me. It's like, no, this is scary with the spikes. I'm gonna jump on this little person. but no. Actually, I will say it was a very safe set, and that is not just due to Robert, but also Eric and Devin, our two producers, were very good about making sure everything's safe. A lot. It seems like the stuff that was hardest was the stuff you wouldn't think. Like, because we shot in the Angeles National Forest. Yeah. So we had to have any of the fire scenes, we had to have a firefighter on set. Right. And like, we didn't even light an actual fire. We just had some candles and such. But because we were shooting in the forest and there's a fire danger and all that, we had to have a fireman on set. We had to have a security guy because we couldn't break down every night because we were shooting overnight. So they had to have the security guy. But a lot of the stuff, which seems like would be hard to do, like the spikes or the animals, we just got the spikes, we just got the animal. Yeah. Now I'm thinking we're going back to the stunts. They did actually have me hanging off the cliff, but I was obviously wired in, and they had like something to hold me to make sure. But
you mean a car?
Yeah, the cliff scene was probably, and it wasn't like a 100-foot cliff. It was it was something like probably a 20-30 foot. Like I would have broken ankles, but I would have survived. Yeah. But yeah, they had me strapped in for that. That stunt I did do myself. But
nice.
But it's like, again, it's never the stuff you expect that costs money. It's always like this weird random things.
Yeah. Huh.
So
Okay.
you guys play. So you're shooting in the spring. You're shooting outdoors. You have like I don't know Pennsylvania very well. So do you have like a forest area? What area are you going to
Yes,
be
of
going?
course. Yeah. We also have a quarry too over there.
Oh, nice,
Where I
nice,
live at. Yeah.
cool.
Tell them about we're gonna have like a Bigfoot creature instead of mountain lion. We're gonna have like a
Yeah.
Bigfoot creature in the dinner scene. So I got an ad up here.
That'd be awesome. So
Yeah,
you have a
like
costume for the Bigfoot as well, or
I have a Bigfoot mask, but not the costume yet. So I'm still working on
nice,
that, bro.
well, again,
Yeah.
as long as you got your camera angles, you can make him
Right.
look 12 feet tall. It's all good.
Yeah, like I even got a buddy that he would be the Bigfoot creature, and he's that makes sense for the porcupine man to have like a buddy like that lives out in the wilderness since they're both relatives, kind of.
You'd almost have like a whole universe, all these like crypto
Cryptids.
creatures, just
Yeah,
or cryptids hanging out. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
so that's something to think about. Yeah, so what would it be like? We don't know in a universe
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, again, I always feel like there's like what you write and then what you shoot and then what you edit are like completely different movies. Because like, again, I only acted in Spike, even though I was close to the director and like into the process. But I produced sets, and it is like a lot of like, oh, that scene didn't work. Oh, that's not working. Oh, and then some random scene that you thought was shit when you were writing it turns out to work because the actor killed it or something.
Yeah,
So it's like I feel like you have your plan, but then like at the end of the day when you have your edit, you're like, okay, this is what I got to work with, you know?
yeah. You know, what was I gonna say, but yeah, I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but
Yeah. I'd love to see it when you're done with it. That's
yeah,
gonna
I
sound-
will. We'll put it on YouTube for sure. We would like to get on DVD. Is that possible, by any chance?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, well, like, I mean, you can always burn it yourself, but like, I mean, I know,
Well, I want to publish it. I'm saying.
yeah. I mean, I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm thinking because if I know, like, if you do like a Kindle book, you can also have them do hard copy. I'm sure there's some place where you could make it an option. The stuff that I have that's been on DVD, I did get distribution for, but again, like there are decent distributors. There's just an awful lot of them where it's like they take you, they'll get your movie out, but you won't see a lot of money. But I will say, yeah, if you are looking for distributors or doing festivals or whatever, Leo Mark and Indie Rights, I do know people who have worked with them and they have gotten their money. I feel like I'm sounding really like money on this, but it's just like, it's just a little rough when you like see your movie and you're like, oh, cool, it's sold this many copies, and you're like, no one's gotten paid from it yet because the distributor has it all. But those two companies are really above board in terms of like accounting and stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, like the stuff I have that's on DVD, I've gotten from a distributor. Though obviously, like you can just burn a Blu-ray on your computer. Yeah, I'm sure you could get it done, but I don't know in terms of like selling it. If you'd have to be like, okay, I'm gonna burn 100 of them and then buy the boxes and then buy the thing and then like just sell them like what is it, the Amazon FBA where you like just load them on Amazon and then sell them that way. I mean, I'm sure you could do it, but I don't know if there's an easier route. But yeah, I mean, but hey, if you just want to send me a digital file, I'd just love to see your shit. Because I mean,
Yeah,
I love when people just start making their own stuff. Because it is, there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of judgment. There's a lot of, oh, I gotta wait till everything's perfect. So the fact that you guys are like, hey, we're just gonna make a movie, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, for our idea for the Bigfoot, we're gonna do like a sequel possibly of the Bigfoot perspective, and instead of Porcupine Man, because spoiler alert, he gets killed by the hunter.
Yeah.
Because for all the karma he deserves, kind of from.
Well, I mean, and like
woman and that stuff.
But I mean, that could be. Do you guys have like a production company name for your company yet, or
Not yet. We're still trying to think of one, right, Cody?
But I mean, that could be like literally a thing. Like again, I don't want to give you your business model, but like if you just start, I mean, even if they're not like full, because nowadays things don't need to be 90 minutes or whatever. But if like if you made a movie about the Porcupine Man, and then you made another movie, 3 to 6 months later about Bigfoot, another one about whatever, the Beast of Bray Road or the freaking Mothman. I mean, like it would be. I mean, even if you're just putting it on like Bimmy or YouTube or on Tubi or whatever, people be like, "Oh, have you seen their new, the new monster movie?" I mean, that's awesome that you guys, if you just make monster movies every few months, that's awesome. I would totally do that.
Yeah, like right now we're doing the Burning Bitch 2 now, so that's pretty cool. It's based off, like I said, based off Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, again, I would love to see your stuff. I think it's again, and it's like. And I feel like, even if you're as long as you're making stuff, it's going to get better
Yeah.
Like, not saying that your first one is, but I mean, I know me. Like, whenever I look at something I did 10 years ago or whatever, I'm like, oh, that could have been better. Like,
Yes.
not even like in a mean way, not anymore, but it's like,
Right.
oh, I'm realizing this, but it's like, I'm 10 years ago or 12 years ago, different. I'm a different human now than I was when I did Spike. If I did Spike now, there'd be a way different energy to him.
Right.
But again, it's really easy to like look on stuff, and then you're again.
You froze. You froze.
It's not a fair comparison. It's like your movie is really better than the movie you did 6 months before, and that's all you need to know about. So yeah, I think it's awesome. You're making something, you're making a lot of stuff. That's fantastic.
Sorry, I think it's like lagging somewhat.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure it's us.
still lagging my job.
I mean, you're moving, but you're lagging voice.
Yeah, it sounds robotic.
Oh, really?
No,
I wonder if my
now it's working.
mic
Now it's
is-
working. Now it's working. But it keeps on doing it off and on.
Now it's working. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps on doing it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's you that's doing it, or my computer's doing that, or what the hell's going on. But
I don't know. Yeah, it looks. I think mine. That's all right. Oh, do the best we can. Fix it in
right?
post when you show
Hope
this.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, I was just saying, yeah, I love that you guys are making your own stuff. I think that's awesome. Like, if you just keep on making stuff, like it's volume.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so. This, I mean, not to sound too, oh, I'm the wise filmmaker, because I don't know, I'll still be making a bunch of mistakes and shit. But I think like the mistake that I've made and I've seen other people make is like they put all their money and all their effort into one movie, and then they work on this movie for 5 years. And then either the movie doesn't get the reception they want, or it takes a while to get noticed, and then they're sitting doing nothing. Whereas if like you make 10 movies, like one of them will probably get noticed somewhere, and it's just like, as long as you can keep on making shit, I think it's better. That's my opinion.
It is.
But,
yeah,
like,
because
yeah.
back in the day, all we had was a tablet. We only filmed like one scene in an old Burning Bush movie, but the school took it down. It was like all one shot. We didn't know how to edit. We were dummies back in the day, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, but it's just, but also like stuff's so much easier now. I mean, like you're shooting on film, you have to like cut the film, and now people are shooting 8K, so you can shoot your close up and your wide in the same time.
Yeah.
Even though maybe the acting might not read the same, but like. Yeah, I mean, like, there's just, I mean, now I feel like back then the problem was like getting your shit done. Now the days of getting your shit noticed, which is why I'm like, make a lot of stuff, but yeah, because like, you can get like, even if you're going like the Black Magic cameras, which I love, like, I think their most expensive one is like $6,000. And like that stuff you could show on a movie screen. And I'm thinking back in the day, it was like, these little DSLRs or like Panasonics, and it's like you can show it on TV, but it'll like look horrible blown up.
Like a documentary kind of, yeah.
Exactly. But it's like I make lots of stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy it. How about you, Cody?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta enjoy while you're doing it too. If you're just waiting for, and this is gonna win Sundance, like I will say one thing that I learned or infer. I'm not gonna say this because I don't want to get sued. But like a lot of the big festivals, like, yes, they are seeing your submission, but if someone from Fox is pitching something, they're gonna pay attention to that more. It's like, it's not like this. I don't mean it's all rigged. It's not, but it's like we went to Edinburgh, and the only reason we went to Edinburgh was because they had a new category. Because generally, like, if I'm trying to think of a big name producer who isn't like in a Me Too thing right now. But like if like, some big executive at Fox Searchlight is like, hey, you should check out this independent film. They're talking to Sundance or Slamdance or any of them. Yeah. They're going to look at that stuff before they just get the mailer that you got in the mail or the thing you did through Film Freeway. So I feel like the big festivals are really hard to get in. And so like I wouldn't want to spend all my money and effort like hoping to get into the big film festivals when you can get into the smaller ones and get, local people seeing your stuff. Like for me, my whole route of indie films is like, if you go to the festivals, but go to like the little ones, or not like, but where you'll actually get seen and maybe they'll actually review you in papers and people get to know who you are, and then, self-distribute. Because like that idea of like the Robert Rodriguez, hey, I went to Sundance and then I got $2 million and then they gave me a contract. Yeah, I don't think that's very likely to happen nowadays. And even I think from Robert Rodriguez, he said that was a little bit of an exaggeration. Like Sony knew him before Sundance. So yeah, so I mean, I think like make lots of movies and make them under a budget where you can keep on making them and enjoy the process rather than be like, and now I've won my Oscar, because like I'm not saying that won't happen,
Right.
but it's like you don't want to be like spending 20 years and that's all you're doing is, oh, I didn't get an Oscar, fuck me, I suck, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Well, guys, there you have it. It looks like we're all out of time for today. So I'd just like to thank Edward Gusts for showing up today for my birthday party as host. And I'll see you guys in the next podcast later.